Welcome back, Nerdiverse, to another exhilarating episode of MOTN's Figured It Out, where your favorite collector, Mike G, gets to talk about his absolute favorite thing in the whole wide world, which is 1/6 scale figure collecting. On this show, we have a cavalcade of announcements out of ACGQ 2025, which is, I would say, the Comic-Con equivalent for figure collecting. Comic-Con 2025 is going on right now, and there are some of these figures that were just kind of blasted to our faces. You know, we got a Mike Tyson blow to the face. So we're going to be talking about them. Some I'm extremely hype about, some I just didn't even add to the docket because I just don't care. And I will talk about it all. So I hope you are strapped in, because there are no releases on this episode. All announcements. Oops, all announcements. This is a live show, so if you feel like jumping in, saying hi, please do so. Ask me questions. Comment on what's being shown. I love the activity. So please do me a favor and activate. I'm just going to go ahead and test the stream. Oops, all announcements. And we are good to go. We need to test one more thing. I want to test the comments, make sure that those are looking good. Let's just do a quick test. Oh yeah, we are in effect. Perfect. So I'm just going to wait my second and just chew the fat while people come in, if they do come in for this evening. It's Saturday night, and I'm here for everybody who's at the house, man. Everybody who's chilling, who wants to talk some figure collecting in our space. So more than happy to have you guys here and really get into some stuff. I'm really excited. This is the first episode I've been excited about for quite some time. So I'm really ready to jump in. But I'm going to take a second to see if anybody wants to jump in the chat before I go ahead and start walking through our episode. So kind of on a high right now. I just came from seeing Fantastic Four First Steps. Oh, got Herbie in the back, chilling like a villain. And he's just going to be here for the festivities this evening. And we do have some Fantastic Four news here on the episode, so we'll be able to go over that as well. Before I get started, would like to say, please like our content. If you like this content, if you're watching in the future and want to learn more about this hobby, please like our comment, subscribe to our channel so that you're made aware when new content is going live, as well as comment, like, comment, and subscribe. Pretty much is what I'm saying to y'all this evening. So with no further ado, I got my big water, because one thing we do around here is hydrate. My water is leaning like the Tower of Pisa. I got to keep an eye on that. So let's go ahead and get started with episode 18 of Figured It Out. And tonight's episode is called The Robo Alien. I'm not going to bury the lead here. Yes, there were some figures announced that I thought was never going to get announced, and that have been just kind of sitting in the back of Hot Toys Ultra Volt that have been announced. So I'm really excited to go through some of these and give you my 2 cents. So without further ado, let's go. So we're not going to bury the lead here. This is my favorite announcement out of all of ACGQ. I think I'm saying that right. The event that's going on for 1/6 scale and just overall figures. I think it's in China that's going on right now, Hong Kong. And the figure is the brand new RoboCop 2 Special Edition. Initial thoughts. I am extremely annoyed with this one. Only because I may have a RoboCop on the way for my collection, for a unboxing video, for a posing stream, and I literally bit the bullet. I finally did it. RoboCop's one of my favorite things in the world. I finally bit the bullet on that one, and 2 days afterwards, this boy was announced. and I was kind of torn because I'm like, of course the 1/6 gods would blight Mike G in my decision, but I don't regret my decision, and that kind of goes into my initial thoughts. RoboCop is one of those characters that they just came out with the RoboCop last year, the RoboCop 3, hint hint, that's the one I got, and I missed the boat on it because at the time of my collection, I really didn't have space for a RoboCop or anything that wasn't Star Wars or Marvel, so I reluctantly passed on it because I thought it was a beautiful figure and just could not bring myself to get it because it just didn't fit at the time. Guess what? It fits now. So I was able to pick up that RoboCop, and I'm waiting for it to ship. And right after I ordered it and finally bit the bullet, this came out. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. RoboCop 2 is not my favorite RoboCop film, but it's up there. It's like RoboCop 1 and 2 are like Predator 1 and 2, which is aliens. We'll get to that later too. And it's just a classic movie. And this figure comes chock with the gills with so much stuff that I want to talk about. I'm just really bitter because I wish I would have held out like 2 more days. And I might would have gotten this one, but we'll go into that when we get deeper into the figure. But I think this is an amazing drop for those who missed out on RoboCop 3 a year ago. And they must have still the Peter Weller license or likeness, rather. So they're going to milk that as long as they can. And this thing just looks beautiful from the RoboCop 2 blue hue to all the accessories we're going to go over to the RoboCane. Oh, we're going to talk about RoboCane. This thing is so sick. I'm so torn about it. Let's get a bit deeper, shall we? So just a couple of things this guy comes with. First off, this thing is beautiful under the light with that bluish purplish hue on the die cast armor. It's going to go nuts in any display. He comes with 3 different mouthpieces. One's a bit like grr, one's a bit like and one's a bit like He comes with 2 different battle damaged and like shiny head plates with the RoboCane scar on the freaking eyebrow, dude. Absolutely sick. He comes with battle damaged chest plates for when RoboCane was giving him that work at the end of RoboCop 2, which is honestly one of the best robot fights of all time. I'll fight you. He comes with a second Alex Murphy demasked head sculpt. That's something that my figure does not come with. And I'm really jealous about this one because it comes with it. He comes with the RoboCop titular, automatic 9 leg compartment that actually opens up and you can put your die-cast weapon in there, dude. This thing is just beastly, man. It's like a good percentage of it's die-cast, so it's gonna be a hefty lad. It's gonna be pretty tall in your shelf. My only gripe with this figure, and I have to wait till I get my RoboCop in hand. Did you get this one yet? Toots, I'm telling you, so here's the thing, Toots, and this is going to get into my will I buy it, will I recommend it. So, just to tell you, Toots, and just to run this back, and Toots knows, RoboCop is one of those movies that I watched maybe 700 times as a kid, and I absolutely adore RoboCop. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, up there with Spaceballs and Masters of the Universe. That's why I named the channel Masters of the Nerdiverse, because that video cassette tape I had when I was a child had RoboCop, Masters of the Universe, and Spaceballs on it. That tells you everything you need to know about Mike G. Toots, I may have a RoboCop on the way that was preceding this one for a figure unboxing and review and for opposing. So when this guy dropped, he dropped literally 2 days after I bit the bullet and pre-ordered and back-ordered that RoboCop that I skipped a year or so ago because I just didn't have space for it. Have space now. So the question, would I buy this? With a RoboCop in hand, yes. yes. I love RoboCop that much. Would I buy this? Hell yeah. Because you can have a RoboCop 1 and a RoboCop 2. The cool thing about the RoboCop 3 that came out last year is that it looks like RoboCop 1. It's not even the actor from RoboCop 3. It still has the Peter Weller mouth. And the colors on it are gorgeous on the RoboCop 3. It's like the standard RoboCop silver, not as blue as this, but it has the blues and the purplish hues. So it's like the perfect mix of both of these. Yeah, that's what I thought. Why they release another new version back to back? Good question, Toots. What happens is when they get the license to someone's face, in this case it's Peter Weller. When they get the license to someone's face, they have it for a finite amount of time. So they want to get the most money out of that license as much as possible. So it's like the Pedro Pascal thing we're going through right now. So they have the license to Pedro Pascal's likeness. So they're going to come out with a Reed Richards. They're going to come out with a Joel from The Last of Us while they can, until that license is expired. So maybe I should have read the tea leaves and known this RoboCop was coming out, just based on that idea. But I was just too like, I don't know, man. Like, this thing is so gorgeous. It's so good. It comes with battle damage pieces. It comes with multiple head sculpts. It comes with a die cast. It comes with multiple hands. It comes with so much stuff. So if you're going to ask me flat out, would I get this knowing I have a RoboCop on the way? Yes, I would more than likely post both of these bad boys together. Now, this also gives me a problem because with RoboCop, I wasn't necessarily wanting to get a Terminator, like the Arnold one, that the T2 that's still available on Sideshow. Don't sell them out, because I kind of want a RoboCop versus Terminator. I want that on my shelf. I want RoboCop and Terminator. But if I get this one and the next figure that's coming up, that changes that dynamic. That makes sense. Yeah, they got to strike while the iron is hot, get the most out of that likeness. So they're going to come out with multiple figures at one time while they own that likeness. And once they lose the license, they lost it. They got to re-get it. So not to dwell too much on Robo here. If you're any member, if you've been a part of Masters of the Nerdiverse, you know that Mike G loves him some RoboCop. So when this was announced, I was so excited and giddy to do this episode. But as good as this RoboCop is, there's another figure that was announced that just wet my whistle. Pause. And that is the 15.7 inch die cast RoboCop 2. RoboCop 2 from RoboCop 2. Oh my goodness, what are they doing? This is so Mike G targeted. It's like a orbital missile came down from the heavens. Project Pegasus literally shot down on the top of my brain and said, spend money. This is Robo Kane is what he's known as. And this is kind of like the main villain from RoboCop 2, which is the pairing to that RoboCop 2 a figure we just showed off. This thing is absolutely glorious. It's actually Kane from RoboCop 2. So if you are a old fogey like me and love RoboCop, you understand why out of all the RoboCop villains that he's fought, Clarence Bodiger, like even Ed 209, who's iconic, this is one I thought they would never make, because they have an Ed 209 out there floating around somewhere that I'm going to have to back buy again, damn it. But them announcing this is like, what are they doing? This is insane. This is one of those never may have happened figures. It's like, no, they would never do that. Why would they make Robo Kane? It's the most niche thing ever. And they made it. And it's like, yeah, get your RoboCop 2 fix on if that's what you bout. Initial thoughts, this thing is glorious. It's beautiful. We're going to go into it right now on the next page. So what does this bad boy come with? First of all, he is huge. He's about 16 inches tall, which is about a little bit more than about a ruler and a half. He has detachable shoulder cannons. Like I said, he's fully die cast. He comes with a little attachable slider for the nuke that he eats to get his powers. I guess he's gonna come with a separate LED functioning head with the screen of Kane on it, with the lawnmower mask face on it, so you can display it that way. Peep the pose on the far bottom left, where you could see Robo Kane fighting RoboCop, and RoboCop's literally on his back, like in the movie, about to shoot the the Alex Murphy into its neck. It's so freaking sick, dude. This thing is absolutely bestial. At the end of the day, would I get it? Would I recommend it? Yes, and yes. If you like RoboCop as much as I do, and as you can see how ecstatic I am about having this conversation, this is an absolute day one. Don't think about it. Sell a kidney, get this thing in your house. For me, though, not really. I would most likely go with the Ed 209 to go with my RoboCop 3 that's coming in. But I have to see how I like that one. If I'm left wanting by that one, I may double back and get a RoboCop 2 and just sell the RoboCop 3. But I have a feeling I'm going to like that figure. I did a lot of research, and that RoboCop 3 that came out a year ago is pretty much goated by everybody who has it. So I'm thinking I'm not going to have a problem there. But if I do want a RoboCop villain that kind of goes with maybe a shelf, this guy is too big for my collection. He's too big for my shelving. Like, I wouldn't have a place to put him. Even though I was able to squeeze my Thanos back there. You can check out Herbie back there. I was able to squeeze my Thanos back there. Maybe I can squeeze a Robo Kane in the collection somewhere. I don't know. But I'm hearing this boy is going for like over $6 billion. So I don't know, man. Like, that's a big pill to swallow for me. And it's the hardest pill to swallow because I really want this. Like, if someone said Merry Christmas and gave me this as a gift, hell yeah, I'll figure it out. Channel, and I'll make it fit. But like, to give that money into it for a figure that it's never going to be seen by the light of day again, it's such a FOMO. Like, I don't know. This isn't fair. Like, this figure right here, the RoboCop is one thing. This isn't fair. This is like Michael bait, and I don't like it. Hot Toys, I don't like it. So, yes and yes, I would recommend it if you're into RoboCop. Especially if you're into RoboCop 2, if you just want a cool-looking mech on your shelf that looks worn and trashed and beat up and has all these different accoutrements that comes on it and has a little Robo Kane face, then yes, go for this one. But if you're on the wall, this is a heavy lift. No pun intended, because this thing's probably going to be beefy and weigh a lot. It's almost a foot and a half tall. Just collect responsibly, people. Like, this is a hard pill to swallow, but I can't get this one in good faith. I don't have the space. So much stuff, not enough space. And it wouldn't go with my RoboCop that's coming in. So this is this is one of the hardest decisions I had to make on this channel so far, because I love RoboCop so much. But yeah, this is a reluctant pass for me for right now. I may come back later and buy it when it's like $1,000 or something. Any questions on Robo Kane? I love this thing. This is one of those things that I would mention during like MOTN Live Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And Toots and Wash would just eyes would glaze over. Like, Mike, what are you talking about? No, Robo Kane though. Remember that part in RoboCop 3 where they fell off the roof and they were like falling through the sky and shit and crashed into like the damn sewer, and Robo Kane used this electric thing and like sliced up RoboCop's face. It's too real, man. It's too hard. I can't with this. I have to move on, because I'll spend another 10 minutes talking about RoboCop 2 and RoboCop and how cool RoboCop is. Shout out. I'd buy that for $1. Can you fly, Bobby? On that note, I digress. And you thought the bangers were over. And you thought the bangers were over. No, sirree, Bob. That's not my job. We got Big Chap herself from the original Alien Xenomorph. What are we doing, guys? I know this is like an event. You guys want to come out with some heavy hitters. Smiling, orange face frowning. Good stuff, dude. Toots knows. This thing is, oh my goodness, what are you doing to me, Hot Toys? It's not fair. It feels unfair. So for those who don't know, this is the OG original Xenomorph from Ridley Scott's Alien, 1979, goated movie, builder of a franchise, builder of a vibe, a film vibe. and this is a 2.0, I believe. They made this figure way back in the day before I was born, and they've revised it and bringing it back in Pog form. Initial thoughts. I think that xenomorphs are such an iconic alien that if you're into horror, if you're into sci-fi, this is a no-brainer. Like, you're just gonna pick this up, right? But you'll be surprised on what I recommended, what I purchased it, because it has a big contender that has already come out last year that we're gonna talk about. He comes with a ton of stuff that we're gonna get into on the next slide, and it's just a couple of things that detract from him. That's not the figure's fault. It's just it's a sign of the times. It's just there's something else out there that just looks better to me. And I think we can get into that now. So let's get into the figure a little bit more. So what does this bad boy come with? So first of all, it has that beautiful H.R. Geiger design that is just nightmare fuel. You can see on the upper left-hand side, it comes with the whole kind of like carapace thing it has going on. You know, the iconic little alien face with the see-through dome where you can see the human skull in there. I kind of don't like that in my aliens. I wanted that to be darker. I don't want to be able to see the human eyes, the Gorgon eyes. You know what I'm saying? It has a little mouth within a mouth. You can see that. My baby mouth. You can actually retract that if you so desire. Keep it tucked back in there, or pow, get it out there, dog. So that's super sick. They redesigned the body to make it a bit more streamlined, seamless. This is one of Hot Toys' first figures back in the day. So them like revisiting it is really interesting. And of course, the picture dead center of him. I wonder how tall this thing's gonna be. It's got to be super tall because the xenomorph in Alien was super tall. So I'm guessing this thing's gonna be like 11 inches, maybe 12, 13, maybe taller than your average bear. Would I recommend this, or would I purchase it? So, going back to what I was talking about earlier. Last year, Hot Toys announced a Alien, and Toots will get a kick out of this. And this is on an older episode of MOTN Figured It Out. They announced the xenomorph from Alien Covenant, the Scorched xenomorph. And that thing looks absolutely gorgeous. It's has more of a Aliens vibe. It comes with all the details. It just looks slimier and more alien-ish. It comes with a great diorama base. It even comes with a little face hugger that you can attach to other characters in your collection. And honestly, if I had to hold these two up, even though I'm an old man, I have a beard too, I kind of want the Scorched more. Like, I have that pre-ordered on Hot Toys. That's going to go in my collection. I already have a spot sitting for it if Superman doesn't get here first. Only because I like the Aliens with James Cameron more. As a kid, that was on more in the house than Alien was. Sue me. So I like the Aliens design, you know. Game over, man. Game over. For those who used to listen to the reviews back in the day, that was in the intro of our old school reviews. So I'm more of an Aliens guy, and I like the design of the aliens, the scurrying, kind of hind-legged, super tall, menacing, versus Big Chap here, who honestly, it's no fault to the figure. It looks like a dude in a suit. It's very straightforward. It's very top to bottom, and it's very stiff looking. It doesn't look too flexy sexy to me, whereas I'm imagining poses for the Scorched right now, and I'm salivating. I want an alien that's going to be sprawling and look intimidating in my collection. And this guy just looks like, this is a shout out to Toots. He looks like Tall Ghoul. He's just kind of like, hey guys. That face over there is going to impregnate your chest. Just let it happen. You know what I mean? It's fine. You know, this alien Big Chap kind of looks like Tall Ghoul, and I'm not with it, dog. I'm not for my collection. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Trust me, I get it. This is the OG, the iconic whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But in regards to representation of what I would like the alien to look like if this was like the alien queen from Aliens, that would be a no-brainer. I'm getting the Alien Queen. That's the most iconic alien shit on the planet. But if I'm putting the Scorched, which has more of an Aliens vibe to it, then hey guys, I'm gonna go with the Aliens, because that, to me, that speaks to the film that I grew up with, that resonates with Mike G specifically. So with this guy, would I purchase it? Not really. I'm really happy with the Scorched. I want to get that in hand and get it all flexed out and posed and have a good time with it. And this one's just a little too stiff for me. It's a little too up and down. But would I recommend it? Hell yeah. This is OG Alien, dude. This is representation 101. Like, if you're not into the Scorched, this is your best other option. Because what's so miraculous about this is that Hot Toys doesn't really do aliens or predators or even RoboCops for that matter all that often. So them coming out with these like back to back to back is a godsend. It's like, yo, let's go. We're back. You know what I'm saying? Not just Marvel, not just Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? We're getting a good mix of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I highly recommend, if you're into aliens and you didn't get the Scorched, or you want that OG representation in your collection, go with Big Chap here. You're not gonna. It's apples and oranges, honestly, and I just like apples more than an orange right now. But I may go back and get this guy if I want to get a hive of aliens, which I doubt I do. Maybe I am getting the OG Predator, but I would think the Scorch will look better with the OG Predator than with this guy. I don't know. I just think it looks more dynamic. And I'm a poser. I am a poser, but I'm a figure poser too. So I want to pose my alien to be sprawling with the tail all around and going crazy. And I don't think this guy can pull it off. It just doesn't look like he can. So, yes, would I purchase this? No. If the Scorch didn't exist, yes. But the Scorch does exist. Would I recommend this? Hell yeah. This is a day one dopo. Just get it. Hey, guys. Moving on. Here is another figure. Oh, we're just flying through these. I may just have to slow down. Slow down. But I'm just going to, I'm talking, so we're just going to kind of go at the speed of sound here. This is the Superior Iron Man from their comic book line that was announced during this event as well. Water. And you may be wondering, Mike, what the hell am I looking at? This is the Superior Iron Man. This is from a comic book line that happened maybe like in 2015, 2016, something like that. And this is their latest figure for Iron Man. Just a quick background on what this is to help you understand why is he wearing a silver suit? Why does he look like Benedict Cumberbatch? There was just real quick nerdism. I can't help myself. This has figured it out. We're going to figure out where this comes from. There was a comic book line, a comic book event called Schism, if I remember correctly, back in Marvel, where somebody put an evil spell on the MCU, and all the villains became heroes, and all the heroes became villains. So Spider-Man, Tony Stark, Captain America all became evil over time, and the Red Skull and Magneto and Green Goblin became good guys, and everything got flipped. So when Tony Stark became a villain, he became the superior superior Iron Man, kind of influenced by the superior Spider-Man. His problem was that he got the bright idea to blend the alien symbiote, the Spider-Man symbiote, with his extremist nanotech, and created this silver armor that was part venom and part nanotech metal. And it started to kind of drive him crazy, dog. Like, he created this app that gave everybody free internet on Earth. It was literally like giving sight to the blind and shit. He literally made Daredevil's sight come back as like a promotional tool to hype his new app that cures the ill and provides infinite internet and, all types of wild stuff. So he became slowly corrupted by the symbiote, as well as his ambitions, and really became the biggest problem of Schism. Like, he was hard to take down. So that's what this armor represents, the superior liquid metal armor. All that said, what do I think of this design? It's silver on top of silver on top of silver. Let's look a bit more into the figure itself and what it comes with. So there's one big thing the reason why I wanted to talk about this figure So he comes with separate rolling eyes, which is neat. He comes with 2 different head sculpts: the fully armored Iron Man armor head sculpt, as well as the Tony Stank, kind of like Injustice chin thingy he has going on. Which, if I own this figure, I'd probably pose him with that Tony Stank head sculpt just to differentiate him from other Iron Men. He comes with, he doesn't come with a lot. Let me actually go back a little bit and just see down here. He comes with the standard base. He comes with a full array of hands, but that's it. This guy's kind of bare bones, honestly. The one cool thing, and one thing that gives me hope for the future, is that this is the first Iron Man figure that is fully USB powered without the batteries. Let's talk about batteries with these figures. So, when you purchase your Iron Man like mine back there, and the only way you can light them up at a time is that you have to get these small, I'll show you, get these small, like watch batteries. You have to purchase watch batteries and install them into, let's see if we can focus here. You're going to get batteries like this and install them into the figure. The problem with that is that those batteries lasted about 24 hours, no matter how fresh the batteries were. So your Iron Man was going to be lit for about 24 hours, and then they die out, and they got to keep taking your figure down, and it's a pain in the ass to get those batteries in. You got to drill out, you got to literally drill out parts of the figure to get those in. It's a pain in the ass to install. So once your batteries go, that's kind of it. Yay, it's done. Now, this is the first figure where apparently you're just going to be able to plug in a USB-C and keep it lit indefinitely, which is extremely exciting for Iron Man figure collectors, because the one thing we've been screaming for about 3 years. When are we going to be able to keep our Iron Mans lit indefinitely? The cool thing about my Star Wars figures back there is that they're USB powered. So the way I have mine set up is they're all daisy chained into like a central USB hub that is powered on the floor. So as soon as I turn on my power supply, those things stay lit indefinitely. There is no battery. It's just they're plugged USB. So with this guy, and hopefully future Iron Men, we're going to get that USB setup and be able to have our Iron Man lit indefinitely. Does that mean you're going to be rebuying a whole lot of Iron Man figures? Excuse me. Sadly, yes. Yes. I'm going to have to rebuy my Mark 85 back there once they do that, the Mark 85 2.0 with the USB powered, because I want my Iron Man lit indefinitely. It just adds a whole nother layer to the figure. So this is a good example of them kind of like future proofing this and making sure that they get your money, because I sure as shit gonna have to buy a new Iron Man when they eventually launch the Iron Man Mark 85 2.0 with the USB powered light up effect, because I want my Iron Man lit all the time, and I can't do that right now. It's just not possible. So the superior Iron Man, going back to him, would I purchase this? Would I recommend it? Would I purchase this? No. This isn't in my top 5 Iron Man armors of all time. It's not even in my top 50. If this was, let's say, the Bleeding Edge armor or the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 modular armor they used in the Iron Man animated series, yeah, I'm waiting for that one. A diecast of that would be excelente. But this guy, I'm not really thrilled about it, because it's just a silver on top of silver on top of silver armor that I'm not really too sick about. Does it look good? I say yeah, it looks fairly good. It's not a poor looking thing. I like the lighting all around it, the shoulder lights. I like the lighting around the wrist and the boots. It's just not my cup of tea. So, but would I recommend it? I kind of want one just to see how the USB works, to be honest with you. I want to see how the USB lighting works. I want to see how that new function works. So I'm curious to see how this works when, let's say, Justin from Justin Collection or Will Foxification, if they bother getting this, the bigger channels. Please let me on your podcast. I would love to join your podcast and be part of your community. I can talk shit all day. So yeah, I don't know. I'm a pass on this one, and I'm gonna only recommend it if you're absolutely diehard in love with the superior Iron Man. I'm not really too geeked on it, but that's me. That's Mike G. Collect what you love what you collect, right? So if you want this, go for it. I don't think this is selling out anytime soon. So go get it if you want it. Moving on. All right. Here's the thing. I've been waiting to say that joke all day. Last week, I reviewed the Reed Richards from the announced 3 Fantastic Four figures because that's the one I was most interested in at the time. I wanted to just kind of go over the stretchiness of him, and that was last week's episode 17, which did quite well. Thank you for guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Wink. But this week, I wanted to give love to, and mind you, I built this deck today, and I literally just saw Fantastic Four first steps today. So I'm a little bit high on the Fantastic Four right now. Say hi, Herbie. So I wanted to talk about, I think, the second most impressive figure that's come from this line so far, and that's Mr. Ben Grimm himself, the Thing. Initial impressions. I think this thing looks absolutely gorgeous. I think that they did a really good job on the head sculpt, giving that classic Jack Kirby brow, but this is just Marvel design, right? I think they did a really good design on the paint applications. It's not too bright orangey, and it's just enough warm. Fun fact, the Thing is so much fun drawing. I love drawing the Thing. And he has those piercing blue eyes. I think this thing is gold. It comes with 2 different head sculpts. One, which is the comic book accurate, clean shaven. And of course, the film plot thread, no spoilers here on my watch, bearded version. So I think this thing is aces. Like I said, I think this is the second most impressive looking figure outside of Reed. So currently we'll go Reed, Thing, and then Sue. We haven't seen Johnny yet. I'm praying Johnny comes out, and that's going to go more into my what I purchase, what I recommend. So let's just dive a bit deeper into this figure. All right, so this guy, man, I love this thing, no pun intended. I don't know what that was. Fireworks? Live in certain parts of America, folks. You get to play the game of was that fireworks or was that gunshots? This guy comes with separate rolling eyes for both the clean shaven as well as the bearded version, which is neat. You get 2 different head sculpts with this guy. The cool thing I love about this is that you can remove the sweater or keep the sweater off. I would keep the sweater on because that's more film accurate and just kind of goes. Because I don't think, no spoilers. Now we're talking. There we go, Toots. Yeah, super hype on Fantastic Four right now. I don't think he ever took his shirt off in the movies. There was never a reason for him not to be wearing some kind of uniform or dressed up. So if you want more of a comic book accurate thing, then I would go with the shirt off. But if you want something that's a bit more based in the movie and how I would represent him, I would leave the shirt on because that's pretty much how he looked for the film. He doesn't come with Herbie, though Herbie's in the back, and Herbie's in the back. Sweet. But I think Sue and Reed come with Herbie. Even in the rainbow had a beard. I know, right? That's pretty neat. Comes with part of it. So if you want to rock him with the beard, and honestly, folks, when I first saw this figure, I wasn't really sold on the beard. But after watching the movie and the context of why he has the beard, I may rock it. If I get this, I may rock it with the beard because it's so important to the film why he has that as a whole plot point. And I just think this guy's going to be a scene stealer in your shelf. He's big, he's imposing, he's not too big, so he'll be able to fit on a regular display. And with the 4, it's going to look godlike. It's going to be unreal. And that goes to our would you buy, would you recommend? Just like with Reed, I have to put it on pause because we still don't have Johnny officially out yet. Johnny Storm, of course, the Human Torch, which is the fourth member of the Fantastic Four, the one that hasn't released, not released, but been announced, officially announced. We have Reed, we have Sue, we have Thing. We're waiting on Johnny. I don't know what's going on outside. And I can't, for good faith, recommend this line until Johnny is here. Only because Hot Toys has a bad problem of not completing teams. They don't complete teams well. You know, I said this before in the previous, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. We're still waiting on the Guardians of the Galaxy to be completed from the Guardians Volume 3. We're still waiting on the Deadpool team to be completed from Deadpool and Wolverine. And we've only had one announcement for Thunderbolts, which is Yelena. So I'm afraid to actually invest in this line if they're going to blue ball us with Johnny. So I'm holding my recommendation until we see if Johnny populates. From my understanding, there's some kind of Disney has to sign off on certain things with Johnny before they can release him, which is why he didn't roll out with the whole team. That's my understanding. That's the word around the campfire. So I really don't want to buy into the Fantastic Four, even though I was just telling Toots today, after we saw the movie, I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to get them all. I'm kind of going to have to. It's the Fantastic Four. It's my favorite team of all time. But I can't, for good faith, recommend it if Hot Toys is going to not give us the full team. It's only 4 of them, the Fantastic Four. We don't need to build the Avengers over here. Just give us our 4 and we'll be good, dude. And give us the Silver Surfer, please. Silver Surfer's so good in that movie. Go see the movie. It's really good. Give us the Silver Surfer. We already got a Galactus coming. So hold your horses on this figure, Nerdiverse. Hold your horses on this line. I herald his beginning. I herald your end. Wait for Johnny. Because you don't want to invest all this money. And mind you, this is an expensive hobby. These figures are going to be $300-$400 a piece for you to be blue balled and not be able to complete the 4. So we chilling right now. I can't recommend it right now because they're doing the thing that they do. So I'm going to wait, even though this thing looks glorious. It's going to look good on the shelf. Nothing against the figure, nothing against any of them so far. Even Sue's a little wonky, but I'm waiting on Johnny. I can't do anything until Johnny gets here. All right. Now we've hit the part of the show where I talk just about a few open thought topics that came up to my mind for this show, and I just wanted to kind of bring this to your attention. And please feel free to comment in the chat what you think, your thoughts. Mike, you're hella wrong. Mike, you're hella right. So while we were waiting to watch the Fantastic Four, we saw the new trailer for Predator Badlands, which is going to be the next Predator film that sets place, I guess, in the super future, where the Predator is the good guy. The Predator is the protagonist this time and not the antagonist. And the trailer looks so badass, it made me think, can we possibly get figures from this thing? Can we get a Elle Manning likeness? Are we going to get this young Predator who's on his first hunt? There's a high chance. I only say that because we got the Prey figure that just hit the block here in LA. So you can get the Prey figure now. And that was from the most recent Predator film. And that thing is going like crack in the streets. Like, that figure is beautiful. Like, if I wasn't getting the Predator from Predator 1, that would be something I would highly consider. You know what I'm saying? But I think there's a high chance that we may be getting this figure. I think there's a high chance that this figure may be coming out sooner than later. And it also really depends on how the film does. A lot of their figure rollout is based upon the success of the film, because I think that's kind of what bit Thunderbolts in the butt, because Thunderbolts was a film that really didn't do that well in the box office, so it kind of slowed their jets on a lot of those rollouts. So any thought of getting a new Bucky or getting a Red Guardian or even a Ghost or a Sentry, because the film did so bad, it's probably not going to happen. But if this movie does well, and I think Prey would have done well if it wasn't direct to streaming. So this is coming on the big screen. I think it's going to be sick. I'm super hyped for it. It's probably the only other movie I'm going to see this year, honestly, in the theaters. So what do you say, Nerdiverse? Do you think we're going to get some Predator Badlands figures? Maybe even 2 or 3, maybe a 1/6 scale of the giant bestial he has to fight? Let me know. I think we are. I think there's a high chance that we're going to. All right. Last topic of the night. Perfect. Third party figure options. I very rarely talk about this because the big 3 in figure collecting is Hot Toys, InArt, and sadly J&D. And J&D is kind of like stick up kidding the entire market right now, but they're going to do what J&D does. But there's also this dark corner of these unlicensed figures called third party. And what third party is think of it like you have Jordans, you have Nikes, you have Adidas, you have Pumas, but then you have Likes and Cadidas and Sumas, you know what I mean? And they're kind of a company making these shoes, and they're not supposed to. Last of Us, right? So last week we talked about The Last of Us, and I was really lukewarm on that figure because it's Pedro Pascal. It's from the series. It's from the TV series. I'm not too hype about it. It even has a beard. And I was really down about that. I'm not really a fan of the HBO show. Didn't get into it. I did like the first game, though. I love the first game. I think the first game was super interesting. The thing about this figure, these third-party figures, is these are based off of the first game. These aren't based off the HBO show. They're not based off Pedro Pascal. They're not based off of Bella Ramsey. These are based off the models from the game. And a lot of people are just completely ditching the Hot Toys option, the big dog on the street, to have representation from the game, which is what everybody wants. And it's like third-party figure options. The game was I feel you. I really liked it too. I like the storytelling. If I was to get anything Hot Toy 1/6 scale related, it'll probably be these figures. These figures look really good. They have seamless arms. They come with multiple head sculpts, multiple teeth. They're really good stitching, really good cloth, soft goods. They really hook these guys up. They're really gorgeous figures, and they're not any of the big 3 third party. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to educate the Nerdiverse on third party figures, in that some of them are diamonds in the rough, you know, because the big 3 don't always make the figures you need. They make the figures that you may want, but they never make the figures you need to finish your collections. I talk about it all the time. I have a Riddler back there that goes with my The Batman Pattinson, and that's a third-party figure. Fairly cheap, but it's glorious looking. It looks good. The clothing is nice, and it goes well with my Batman. And the thing with that is that Hot Toys decided not to make a villain or any other figure from that Batman movie. So it's a figure that I needed to complete that look. And Toots to tell you, that's her favorite display out of my collection, is that Batman and Riddler. And that display would not be able to happen unless you go for third party. Let's be honest, no one wants a Bella Ramsey 1/6. You never know, Toots. There may be them Bella Ramsey marks out there that want to be a dad, you know, and so they're going to get that figure. So how do you get third party figures? They're really hard to get, only because they're not licensed. You can't get them in the U.S. So you have to go to like third party sellers. You have to search online. You gotta go through different channels to get these third party figures, different companies. You have to vet them, make sure they're on the up and up. You can get hornswoggled. There's some nightmare stories out there from collectors who weren't able to get their figures because they went through a shady third party. So buyer beware when it comes to third party figures. One I will say on this channel, because I've worked with them in the past, they've gotten me my there's the same company that got me my Riddler. It's the same company that got me my custom cape from Jackson Jew for Darth Vader back there. The custom cape for Batman, my 89, and that is 1/6 Kit. They do third-party figures. Look up 16kit.com. Kit is really neat. He's really quick. He was very responsive. He's on the other side of the world doing the Lord's work. 100% the best display you have. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just looks good, right? And it's that 1-2 punch. It's that it completes itself. So yes, if you find it, look, and this is like a whole another side to the collecting biz, is the third party figures that you may need to collect a look, right? Like if they came out with a 1/6 scale Bastila to go with my Darth Revan right back there for Knights of the Old Republic, I'd get it. I don't care. I don't care if it has a name brand tag on it, as long as it looks good in my collection, right? The Captain Barbossa that looks absolutely insane, that's going to go with that Jack Sparrow back there, is third party. So yeah, just do your research. Make sure you're comfortable with buying. Ask around Facebook, ask around Reddit. Hey, is this site reputable? And people will tell you straight up, nah, man, they ripped me off. Nah, man. Oh yeah, man, they're awesome. So do your research, especially with these third-party options, and you'll be able to bring something home that completes your collection. And like I said, I like these figures. I even like the clicker. I didn't even talk about the clicker. This is what I was talking about last week. If they did a clicker, I would want one. This one looks a little plasticky, so I may wait for a Hot Toys clicker. But yeah, I would get this whole set. This looks nice. It looks really nice. All right, and that concludes our slide. So I'm gonna lose the last little bit of time here to see if anybody has any questions in chat, any thoughts on the figures we've gone over. Look at RoboCop. Look at his finger. Look at the alien. Look at her fingers. Look at my fingers. And ask me any questions you have. This is a live episode of Figured It Out, where we get to talk about my favorite thing in the world, which is figure collecting. And I'm here for you. I'm here for you, Nerdiverse. So just hanging out here. Let's talk about some things that are coming up on the channel. Me and Toots are going to be reviewing Fantastic Four, the first steps. We saw the film. I probably want to see it again before we review it again. I don't know. I'll just have to fill it out. But I don't want to spoil anything for our review, so I'm not going to say anything. So that's coming up on Wednesday. Of course, MOTN Live every Friday night at 6 p.m. So me, Toots, and Wash cut it up, talk about our days, talk about the world, talk about everything under the sun. And you guys are involved because it's a live episode. Please follow us on our channels, MOTN_plays on Twitch, as well as Masters of the Universe over here on YouTube's Cannot Wait. I am with you, Toots. It's the best part of my week. Go over to Tootie_Odin on Twitch for Tootie's Toy Box. She's wrapping up her AT-AT Bandai Namco first build. Looks absolutely insane. So really check out what she's doing over there on that channel. She's doing the Lord's work as well, getting into display building and model kit construction. She's killing it. And lastly, check out Washcade, where our boy, the Jedi Master himself, plays Vigia games, does Star Wars book reviews, you name it, he does it. He's holding it down over there on Twitch as well at I think it's Wash's Cade or Wash_Cade. I may have that wrong. Correct me, Wash. Tootie_Odin 003 Twitch. Thank you. Official. That's the official. MOTN plays Twitch. Official. And last but not least, Washcade on Twitch. Official. We got the initials. With that, we're just about under the hour mark, so I think that's a good, solid show. We're going to go ahead and call it there. It is Saturday night. I got to see what those giant booms were. Maybe my Green Lantern ring finally came in, and I can light it up for the core and start my cavalcades as a superhero. Or I may get face hugged. Knowing my luck, it could be either or. That being said, folks, I've, of course, been your host, Mike G. As always, thank you so much for being a part of this channel. This Figured It Out is slowly growing. I'm getting more views every single time I do it. So it just lets me know that you people are engaged and that you actually enjoy learning about these figures. Good episode. Thank you so much, Toots. Yeah, I try my best. I don't know what the next week will be. Maybe it'll be more figure releases. Maybe if things come in time, we'll do a unboxing. I don't know. We'll see. We play it by ear. We'll figure it out. All that being said, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know you're here. Love what you collect. Collect what you love. I mean that from the bottom. I'm going to get shirts made. this has been MOTN Figured It Out. I've, of course, been your host, Mike G. MOTN.